Hypermind English Workshop, Situational Writing, Advanced. Lecture 3, Writing a Letter of Complaint, Part 2. Complaining Government or Public Service. 嚟到我哋嘅情景寫作第3講，關於點樣去寫投訴信嘅。今次嘅主題呢，係投訴政府或者公營嘅服務啊。Complaining government or public service. At times, there are situations when public service is not working fine. 係啊，有陣時呢，有啲情況公營服務係未如理想嘅喎。政府部門有陣時呢，係會設立咗啲特定渠道去接受個人嘅投訴㗎。Government bodies usually provide a proper channel to receive individual complaints. 但係有陣時較為複雜嘅投訴呢，可能我哋需要係透過一個特定機構叫做 Ombudsman， 亦即係投訴專員公署呢，去負責處理嘅噃。Complicated complaints may sometimes file through the Ombudsman. The Ombudsman 投訴專員公署係咩機構嚟嘅呢？ The Ombudsman is an independent authority， 係一個獨立負責嘅機構喎。咁佢可以調查啲乜嘢啊？譬如話係啲政府部門或者一啲公營機構佢處理不當，而申引出呢有啲長期嘅不公嘅情況，而佢負責去接受同埋處理呢啲投訴嘅喎。The Ombudsman may investigate any action taken by or on behalf of a government department or some public organizations in any case where a complaint is made by a person who claims to have sustained injustice in consequence of maladministration in connection with that action. 諗一諗，你嘅 call message 係乜嘢啊？主要嘅訴求 What is your grievance? Is it more than something personal? 你不滿要去投訴，係咪多過你個人嘅問題嚟㗎？ What are you demanding for? Justice? Fairness? Efficiency? 咁你要求啲乜嘢啊？公義、公正定係有效率呢？ Lodging a complaint。 當你透過投訴專員公署去正式投訴嘅時候，要諗呢啲嘢喎。The matter concerns public administration and involve alleged or suspected maladministration。 投訴嗰件事牽涉到一啲公營嘅服務，而且呢，你指控佢或者懷疑佢有啲處理唔妥善嘅地方。The matter should be of sufficient dimension and complexity。 嗰件事情呢，有足夠闊度同埋複雜程度嘅。The matter is not an individual issue, but representing the general interest of the community, or at least a sector in the community。 投訴事情唔係一個個人嘅問題，而係呢代表咗啲公眾嘅利益，最少呢都代表咗某個社群嘅利益。The matter is not subject to the jurisdiction of a court or a tribunal。 投訴嘅事情呢，唔係已經喺一個法庭或者仲裁處接受處理當中嘅。Lastly, the matter is urgent。 最後呢個投訴事情呢係緊急嘅。正式投訴，咁我哋有幾個步驟呢，要諗一諗咯。There are 5 major steps we have to remember. 1. Yourself， 你係邊一位？角色係邊一個？ 2. Incident， 發生嘅事情始末係點呢？ 3. Ramification， 事情嘅後果餘波又有乜嘢啊？ 4. Suggestion， 你哋有冇一啲特別嘅提議呢？ And 5. Deadline， 有冇一啲嘅限期啊？ Step 1. Yourself。 Who is complaining？ 邊個投訴緊啊？ Very likely you are involved in an unpleasant incident and have some grievance。 好可能呢，你係牽涉到一單唔開心嘅經歷，而有啲抱怨喎。Specify your role and or the group you are representing。 你話俾人聽你嘅角色呢，同一時間或者你嘅代表緊嘅團體。話俾人聽 A. Brief background， 簡介嘅背景。B. Role， 你嘅角色。 C. Involvement， 你有幾投入呢？ D. What is at stake， 正處於咩風險當中啊？ Step 2. Incident. What exactly has happened？ 究竟發生咗咩事呢？ Describe concisely what the complaint is about, yet provide as much details, evidence, and witness as necessary to facilitate investigation. 扼要講述返究竟你投訴緊啲乜嘢嘢，但係與此同時呢，方便人哋去調查，你就要提供有咁多得咁多嘅詳盡嘅資料、證據或者係目擊證人喎。你講俾人聽，包括呢啲嘢可以 A. Date, time, location, people， 時間、地點、人物。B. Event， 嗰件事情係咩特別嘅事件啊？譬如話香港會考 HKCEE。C. What went wrong？ 發生咗咩唔妥當嘅地方呢？ Step 3. Ramification. How does the incident affect you？ 究竟呢件事情有咩餘波影響緊你哋呢？ Describe the damage to you. In particular, any sustained injustice if the incident is left ignored。 究竟如果唔理件事情嘅話，對你有咩嘅影響，有咩嘢嘅破壞啊？尤其是有冇啲延續唔公平嘅地方呢？ Usually, this is the reason behind your complaint。 通常呢個就係你最主要原因點解去投訴喎。A. Consequence， 講下啲後果。B. Impact, influence， 亦都可以講有咩嘅衝擊同影響。C. Scale， 影響緊你嘅規模有幾大呢？ D. Criticalness， 影響得你嚴唔嚴重啊？ Step 4. Suggestion. What do you suggest next？ 你跟住有冇啲好嘅提議啊？ Although you may not have a clear next step, you should at least point out your strong desire of a proper investigation。 儘管你未必可能有一個好清晰嘅概念下一步係點行嘅，但係投訴嘅時候呢，你最少話俾人聽你希望有一個適合嘅調查喎。咁你可以提議啲乜嘢呢？ A. Stopgap solution， 任何堵塞漏洞嘅方案呢？ B. Remedy， 有冇啲補救方法啦？停止你嗰個破壞呢？ C. Prevention， 我哋點樣去預防下一次同類事件又再發生啊？ D. Damage claim， 賠償嘅安排係點樣呢？ And lastly, deadline. When do you want an answer？ 有冇一個限期你需要知道嘅答案㗎？ A definite and reasonable time frame will indicate the urgency。 通常一個清晰明確同埋合理嘅時間表呢，會顯示出你個投訴事情背後嗰個迫切性喎。So therefore, you should mention these things. A. Any dependent events？ 你需要提出究竟有冇一啲事情依賴緊你而家發生嗰件事㗎？ B. What will happen if the deadline is missed？ 如果個限期過咗之後，有冇其他跟住來後果呢？睇下今次嘅寫作場景啊。Here's our sample situation. You are Amy, one of the HKCEE candidates. During the examination, you discovered a question looked familiar to a sample discussed in your tutorial school. You were very concerned that the situation was unfair to some candidates and had decided to lodge a complaint to the Ombudsman. 你係 Amy， 其中一位會考嘅考生。喺考試嘅時候呢，你發現咗條題目好似你喺補習社見過嘅喎，咁你覺得好唔公平啊！而家呢，決定向呢個投訴專員公署呢係正式投訴喎。Here's our sample writing. 6 paragraphs around 320 words。 6段約莫320字，我哋呢封嘅投訴信。同一篇文章呢，喺你本 course notes 度亦都會見到㗎，咁你可以慢慢再睇下。 How to write. The first paragraph. Just like other letters, you start with a salutation on top. Dear Sir, I'm writing to your authority to express my grave concern on a question in the HKCEE 2000 something English writing examination. Being one of the candidates, I found it shocking to see a writing topic so familiar to a sample presented by a leading tutorial school in Hong Kong。同普通嘅信件一樣，一開手個上款，跟住你就簡介你嗰個投訴嘅事情，扼要咁講一講係乜嘢嚟㗎。1. Introduce your complaint。跟住你必須要講你嘅角色係邊個。2. State who you are。當然啦，乜嘢導致你去投訴呢？通常你抱怨緊嘅必須要講俾人聽㗎喎。3. State your grievance。One of the 3 writing questions this year was like this. It is more important to be clever than beautiful or handsome. I regard it as a paraphrase of a sample question recently presented by Queen's Education Center, which was Beauty is only skin deep. Photocopies of the question paper and the tutorial notes are attached for your reference. 嚟到呢度，你必須要擴充敘述返究竟投訴嗰陣事情有啲咩嘢喎。4. Elaborate the incident to complain。當然啦，亦都要清晰話俾人聽發生嘅事情嘅先後始末，同埋咧提供證據。5. Describe clearly the incident and supply evidence. As tutorial schools usually provide sample writings for its students, it becomes unfair to candidates who have never seen them. Yet, it is also unfair for candidates who are hardworking and creative to compose original passages with those samples only as reference. 繼續去擴充你嗰個投訴背後有啲影響乜嘢嘢？ 6. Further elaborate the ramifications. 當然啦，你都要提出一啲明顯或者可能你只係你見到冇咁明顯嘅一啲嘅合理原因呢，點解你採取行動去投訴嘅噃？ 7. State the trivial and not so trivial reasons that of legitimate concerns for you to take action and complain. Like many candidates who are regular patrons of tutorial schools, I'm deeply worried about whether the examination markers may distinguish authentic writings versus copycats. How will they and the HKEAA handle those writings? 話俾人聽啊，你而家冒緊嘅風險係乜嘢嘢？或者係你代表緊嗰個社群冒緊嘅風險又係乜嘢嘢？ 8. State what is at stake to you or to a particular sector of the community. 亦都同時你要表達返你而家關注同埋擔心緊嘅乜嘢事喎，有禮貌地，但係呢要好堅決地嘅。9. Express your concerns and worries politely but firmly. As English language is a major subject, plus the vast population of tutorial schoolgoers, the scale of impact should not be underestimated nor neglected. 幫一幫你讀者去了解究竟嗰個問題嘅規模有幾大。10. Help the reader to understand the scale of impact. I sincerely wish your authority to take a serious investigation to the incident. I also wish your authority may help all HKCE candidates to request the HKEAA to provide a detailed explanation to its practice on situation aforementioned. 形容下有冇啲特別嘅提議，或者你期望收信即係個投訴專員公署啦，佢會採取咩行動？ 11. Describe your suggestion to and anticipations from the reader. Since there are only 3 months before the examination results are published, I anticipate your authority to take immediate action and feedback accordingly by end of July. Otherwise, it would be too late as most candidates have to apply for Form 6 or other institutions later in August. 正式話俾人聽啊，你要去呈或者同埋去補救嗰件投訴事情嘅迫切性有幾緊急。In believing your authority can uphold justice and maintain fairness, thanks in advance for your assistance to investigate the incident. Yours sincerely, Amy Chan。結束你封信嘅時候呢，都要表達你嘅感激同埋善意嘅喎。最後當然要簽名啦。13. Close your letter with gratitude and goodwill. 14. Sign your letter. Seeking justice. 尋求公義。寫得投訴信呢，有時候你需要用啲特別嘅字眼嘅。呢度呢，可能有啲幫到你嘅噃。Here are some useful words and phrases that may help you to write a complaint letter. Abuse of power. 濫權。Infringing human rights. 侵犯人權。Bureaucratic. 官僚。Unjust society. 不公義嘅社會。Wrongs are righted. 錯誤得到更正。Uphold justice. 高舉公義。Fair. 公平嘅。Efficient. 有效率嘅。Open. 公開嘅。With transparency. 有透明度嘅。Accountable. 負責任嘅。Readily accessible. 容易得到嘅。Impartial. 不偏不倚嘅。Professional. 專業嘅。Here's a quick reminder. There are 3 things to remember when we are writing complaint letters. 有3件事情呢，我哋要記得，當你寫投訴信嘅時候呢，可以幫到你㗎。1. Be rational. Rudeness does not help. 有理性喎，粗魯嘅態度呢，幫唔到你乜嘢嘢㗎。Be mindful. Show the receiver that you are a valuable customer or responsible person. 小心謹慎去寫喎，俾到嗰個收信人知道呢，你係一個有價值嘅顧客或者呢負責任嘅一個人嚟嘅。Be specific. The complaint should usually be self-evident. 亦都呢要明確咁寫出你嘅投訴。通常投訴嘅事情呢係顯而易見嘅。Your assignment time again. Refer to your course notes chapter 3. Write your essay and email it to this email address. 請你打開你本 course notes chapter 3，將你嘅文章電郵去呢個電郵地址處。